I'm Jeff Burr with the Tattooed Spirit. On to the next fiery wand. We talked about how cooperation through competition can turn to corruption in our last card. Now we're getting into the card that's really wonderful. We're talking about the 6. Can you remember the last great 6 that we talked about? It was about the basis of communication. So is this wand right here. 6s generally mean communication and gifts. And what do we have right here with this particular character? Perhaps he's going off to a battle. Perhaps he's coming back from a battle victorious. Doesn't really matter. You don't need to know where this guy's coming from. You just need to know that it's a 6, that it's a wand. It's about movement. It's about activity. It's about your doings. It's about moving in this world with confidence. And it's about communicating the gifts of that particular experience with those around you. Basically, sharing the winnings of your experiences with others. Sharing the values of your experience with others. This is the card of communication and gifts. It's the doing of communication. It's the doing of being victorious. You see the victor's wreath there hanging up there by the guy's wand, and that's the ultimate source of completion in the major card, is the big sign of the wreath around the world. That's going to be a wonderful indication that all kinda is good with this card and in the position in which it shows for you. Remember communication, and remember the beginnings of the patterns of these numbers now. The idea that pretty much that the lovers is the root of all communication. I mean, you can talk to yourself all day, but it's not a communication until you either bring up that different aspect of yourself, talking to your subconscious, talking to that part of yourself that you'd like to get to know better as a student or as a mother or as a partner or whatever. And most obviously, communicating with those around you is the lessons to be valued in the major arcana, the influences of others. This is more of the mundane in your everyday world experience, the idea of communicating with confidence, about doing with confidence. The specific reading, the specific meaning is obviously up for your interpretation, because that's the value of tarot, is that you kind of get the basis of this card. You know what it is with that little part of your mind that's consciously understanding it, and then you release, you let go, and kind of see how this is applicable to your particular situation or your particular spread or your particular position in your spread. If it comes in reversed, that's a sign to your subconscious to begin to question perhaps maybe some false optimism, okay? Perhaps it's the whole phenomena of the self-defeating habits that you kind of are already aware of, but yet you don't want to address. What's that particular phrase? I have it written down here. It's the idea. I keep on saying it. It's the idea. It really is. It's the concept of not being truthfully communicating with that part of yourself. This is a conscious card, but it speaks to you by knowing that you can begin to dig a little bit deeper and allow the cracks of understanding, the cracks of truth to come to the surface whenever you see this reversed, about maybe there's something not truthful I'm being with myself. Am I being overly optimistic? This self-fulfilling prophecy, the idea, again, with the idea, the concept of I may not do well at this, and you do it and you fulfill that prophecy because it is the idea of you may not do well at it. Questioning self-fulfilling prophecies to make those prophecies more optimistic, more victorious, the way this card is intended to be, to communicate this with your total self. This will make sense. This card will make more sense when we begin to see it in readings, when you begin to see it in combinations of readings. But if you do this card yourself, if you do this card by yourself, and you get this card face up, it basically means hold yourself as this character does. Do your activities, which is the wand suit, which is the fire element, with confidence, as if it is victoriously already done. If it's before that you accomplish something, it's best to use, this card reminds me just now, of the best prayer that you can use is the idea of using gratitude as your request. So state it in a way with gratitude, with thanks for that which you are requesting. All the great spiritual teachers have done this. They've given thanks before an activity that blew everybody else away. There's a lot of good spiritual texts where the enlightened being that text was about just gave thanks before doing something seemingly miraculous. And I never knew that as a kid until this card, the influence of this card, of walking proudly, walking into a situation before you know the result, but just being grateful that it's going to be the best result that you could hope for. Giving thanks before your situation. Remember that the next time the Six of Wands presents itself for you, okay? And begin to ask questions of yourself if it comes in reversed. Next, we move into the seventh card, the card of victory. Most sevens mean victory. You remember that the last time you saw the big seven. Now we talk about what seems as conflict means that you're just doing everything right. We'll see in just a second.